It's a tragedy that can strike any one of us, a friend, a neighbour, even an Olympic champion. A little over a year ago, swimmer Brooke Hanson gave birth to her second son, Jack Hanson Clark. It should have been an event to rival anything Brooke had achieved in the pool. But her little boy arrived in the world far too early. Unimaginably tiny, weighing just 663 grams and about as long as a school ruler, Jack bravely clung to life for 9 desperate months. Tonight, for the first time, Brooke and her husband Jared talk about their very private loss and share what their dearly loved son taught them about courage and life.
Get those birdies.
If you didn't know otherwise, Brooke Hanson, her husband Jared Clark, and their almost 3-year-old son Cooper would be the picture-perfect young family. Except this should be a family of 4. The cherished missing piece is their baby Jack, who died in April, just 9 months old.
I'm just pining for that last hug, that last moment with him.
Can you see any fish?
These are difficult days for this brave couple, and yet they want to talk, to shed light on the rarely discussed world of premature babies.
It's just so unfair. It's just, it's not meant to be like this.
Jack Hanson Clark was born on the 8th of July last year at just 28 weeks. 3 months premature, he was tiny, weighing just 663 grams and only 32 centimetres long.
They held him up and it was just the tiniest thing that I'd ever seen. The tiniest little baby.
At that point, did you think he'd make it when you saw him for the first time?
No, I didn't think he would.
But he came out breathing, so he had a chance. And we grabbed it.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm so happy to be here.
They don't get much tougher than Brooke Hanson.
I've got it. I've got an Olympic gold and an Olympic silver medal.
Disciplined and determined, it took 25 years for Brooke to realise her Olympic dream, winning gold and silver in Athens in 2004. But nothing could prepare her for the great joy or immeasurable heartache of motherhood. 3 years ago, Brooke's pregnancy with Cooper was the perfect kind, unremarkable.
Oh, you're splashing!
And so, when at the beginning of last year, she and Jared, also a former swimmer, became pregnant with their second child, they were simply elated.
Oh, you can hold on to Mummy.
This is the beginning of us making an even bigger family.
That's right.
You were excited. Tell me you were.
Oh yeah. No, you're always excited when you see a new life on the horizon. So we're ready to go.
How soon did you learn that there could be problems?
Yeah, I just had this feeling, and I just couldn't explain it. That I just knew that something was wrong with my baby, even though I felt really good. So the 18-week scan, we had all the limbs measured, and it wasn't good.
No.
For some reason, Brooke's placenta wasn't supplying Jack with the nutrients he needed to develop. He just wasn't growing.
They told us that this could be your worst nightmare.
And what did that mean?
It basically just meant that they couldn't give us a definitive answer. They couldn't tell us. There was no way that they could tell us what was happening.
And they were telling us because his limbs were quite short that it looked like we're having a dwarf, and we were ready for that.
When the placenta's not working, it causes severe growth problems in the baby, as was the case with Jack.
All doctors could do was prepare for the certainty that Jack would be born early. And to survive, he would need the expertise of the neonatal intensive care unit at Melbourne's Monash Children's Hospital. Do you see this as a happy place or as a sad place?
Both. It's a bit of both. Clearly has great heights and some terrible lows.
NICU, as it's known, is run by Professor Ewan Wallace.
Our ultrasound examinations of him was telling us that he was becoming seriously unwell, and that if there was to be any chance of survival, he needed out and delivered.
Not only was Jack in danger, but to continue the pregnancy also put Brooke's life at risk. And so at 28 weeks and 5 days, she was rushed into theatre for an emergency caesarean.
I remember ringing Mum on the Gold Coast and saying, thanks for being the best Mum, thanks for, being such an amazing parent. I don't know if I'm going to survive this C-section, I don't know if my baby will. And that was really tough to have that conversation and then just be, raced into the operating theatre.
Instead of the joy and relief that comes with the birth of a baby, Brooke and Jared were overwhelmed by fear and anxiety because their Jack was so little and so vulnerable. But most of all, they were consumed by love for this little man.
We told him every day, you keep fighting, and we promise we'll take you to Disneyland with Cooper one day. And, we did. Every day we did what we could to give him the best chance of life.
In those first days and weeks, there was progress and setbacks. Jack wasn't a dwarf, just so small because he'd been starved of nutrients. But because of his prematurity, he did have heart problems, and most seriously, chronic lung disease.
His main problem were his lungs.
Yeah.
And I just remember going, Mummy and Daddy have got great lungs, and we're swimmers, and you've got strong lungs as well, and we're the machines are helping you with your lungs, and we can get you through this. And
But he tried.
He tried.
And he grew.
He did. He grew a lot.
He grew a lot.
Which was great.
So, have you added up how many days you've made this journey?
No.
For 9 months, the NICU became home for Jared and Brooke, and it was the only home Jack knew. This is their first time back since April.
Every day you were hoping that he'd make it through the day and then fearful of what would happen the next day. So it's a journey that every parent goes through here.
It is gorgeous. Look at him. Yeah, little man. In the very early days of that journey is another preemie baby, newborn Amos Locke. He made the 30-week mark, but only just. He's doing well, but his prematurity means uncertainty. And for Steve and Claire, a whole new way of parenting. What's it like to hold a baby who is so tiny?
It feels normal after a while. Initially it's just, he's so ridiculously small, and he should be inside me. What am I doing holding this baby? But he sort of feels like he belongs to us, and it's quite comforting because it's as much as we can do. It's as much contact as we can have. So it's quite special, really.
Knowing him, holding him, could you imagine not taking him home?
You try not to think about that, I guess, but you will hope for the best and continue to do so. But you love them as much as you can for as long as you've got them for, and you hope that's a very long time.
Hey, little man.
Hey, mate.
12 days was all the time Tatum and Paul Mitchell got with their son, Zach, born prematurely 4 years ago.
Little wriggler. Beautiful.
Nice. Happy 4th birthday.
And then they went through the agony of another inexplicable premature birth when their second son, Toby, was also delivered at 28 weeks. But the outcome, thankfully, has been so different.
We are, honestly, every day we look at him and we are astounded. He can see, he can hear, his motor development, he can put all his shapes in his Tupperware ball.
He's already smarter than me.
He can count to 5.
Yeah. I can only count to 4.
Teaching his dad a thing or two.
Mostly, they count their blessings.
You're 2, aren't you? You too?
While this little live wire still needs oxygen to help with his underdeveloped lungs, at least he's now at home. He spent the first year and a half of his life in the NICU. So, how many times did you nearly lose him?
Probably too many to count.
Yeah.
But There were a couple of times when I specifically remember the doctors called us up, okay, you're going to have to come in for cuddles.
So coming in for cuddles means what?
Means bad things. Yeah, coming in for cuddles is you better cuddle your baby because this might be the only time you get.
Say goodbye sort of thing.
I just don't know how you did it. How do you prepare yourselves to say goodbye to your baby over and over again?
Just went to hospital every day. Stayed there for like 11 hours and read and sang and chatted. Non-stop. Like I was non-stop. And it didn't matter if he was doped up on medication that made him unconscious or, And I think, you know what, it's paid off.
It worked. He's home.
It's paid off.
Good morning, and how are you today? Good morning to everyone we say. And I'd say, morning baby Jack, Mummy's here. It's time to start the day. We hope you have a happy day with lots of sunshine on the way. Good morning, baby Jack.
For 271 days, Brooke sang this song to Jack. During that time, they'd had scares, but on the 3rd of April, the call from doctors was more urgent than the others. Jack had caught a cold, which because of his prematurity had caused a heart attack.
And we rushed straight in there, and I've never run so fast in my life. And they said, Brooke, this is it. He's still alive, but he's about to go. And that was our moment. That was the toughest moment of my life, to know that we'd fought so hard, that he'd fought so hard, and it was time for us to say goodbye. And I held him so tight and had a cuddle. There was no tears. I just put my shoulders back and looked at my precious little boy and was just so proud of him and his amazing journey, his strength, his fight. But as I sang in my favourite song, I could feel his heart rate getting slower and slower. Jared had his hand in Jack's head, and both of us just said, this is it. We love you. Mummy and Daddy love you. We will never forget you. You have taught us so much, you brave little boy.
Familiar faces.
How are you going?
Their grief is still so raw, and yet Brooke and Jared can find the strength to thank the people at the NICU who tried everything to save Jack. Well, we all think of your role as looking after the babies here, but I guess a big part of your job is actually looking after the mums and dads too, isn't it?
I mean, it's their life, their little baby, and it's so important to them. Yeah. And, it's also important that we communicate really well with the parents so that we're all working together as a team for the baby.
Yeah. And what were these two like as patients?
Awesome. Very special. Yeah.
I know you keep saying how positive you both are, and that's very obvious. But you have gone through something that has not just been incredibly traumatic, but incredibly cruel, right from the get-go. I mean, don't you ever sit back and get really shitty about this? Don't you get angry and go, why the hell has this happened to us?
Not really.
Not really.
There's been times where we've got mad and got angry and gone, why us? And we're such nice people, and we're not mean, and we're friendly, and we're good parents. We promise we're really good parents. We're like, why us? Why us?
Well, when you're in the thick of it, you're not looking for reasons why. You're just dealing with it day by day.
Made you laugh.
At just 34, there's still a lot of life to live for Brooke and her firefighter husband, Jared. How they do that happily is still to be worked out, but there's no doubt they will.
Look how high you are.
We feel that our heart will carry that scar forever, And I want it to. You know, I know that you're not meant to get over it overnight. You know, the loss of a child, and I never want to get over it. But I feel like it's given us I guess the wake-up call to life and what really matters, and to us that's family.
Hello, I'm Nick McKenzie. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.